Right, hello, good afternoon. I'm getting ready to get up and get my second cup of coffee, but I wanted to come real quick and have a conversation. And this is a very real conversation. And I want people to actually listen to me, you know. Um, I don't know why I haven't been feeling like people have been listening to me, but maybe it could just be me tripping. You know what I'm saying? It could just be me tripping because business is going great. Okay. Um and I'm blessed. Okay. Um but I do want to come and talk about something real quick. And I feel that it would be only fair for people to cut me a break like Nell Carter. Y'all remember that movie, that TV show, Give Me a Break with Nell Carter? Yeah. Um, I want to start this conversation off by saying that I am not responsible for negative people on this website, nor do I take any responsibility to that degree. I think that people have gotten some stuff confused, and I felt like I needed to come and talk about this. Okay. I'm not responsible for other grown people on the internet. And I have nothing to do with people being negative. Um, Y'all have to understand that I am dealing with online gang stalkers. Okay. And that's exactly what they are. They're online gang stalkers. Okay. And one of them managed to get next to me, which it will never happen again. But as far as like the problems and the issues, it's not my fault. uh in fact, I'm not a part of that community. I would never be a part of an online group or community. It's just not my personality. It's not my style at all. It really isn't. I don't do that kind of thing, unless I'm doing like my own coven, but that's totally different. Okay. That's totally different. So it has, that stuff has nothing to do with me. And I don't know how many ways that I need to say it, but I do want to come and talk about this real quick. And, this is one of the reasons why we have to be very careful. And I was actually just talking about this just the other day. Not the other day. I was just talking about this yesterday, or was it early this morning when I was talking about that young lady that uh did like a murder suicide on her family. You know what I'm saying? And it's because when you come into the spiritual community, it's not necessarily a community. You can't accept everything. You can't accept every piece of negativity. um I know y'all hear me saying all the time, I'm not reading. I'm not reading right now. I'm not reading, right? I don't just go around accepting all negativity like that. I don't. And the negativity that we have been dealing with for the past week is pretty negative. And so that's why a few days ago I did a pretty much like a a energy neutralizer, kind of returning all of that to the senders, because that energy is very cancerous. It's very cancerous and very malignant. But I think that that is one of the reasons why people that are being that way in the spiritual community need to be careful. Okay. People in the spiritual community need to be careful with how they project their energy. Okay. Now, for me, when I come on here and I talk about the gang stalkers, okay, nobody in the community has ever helped me, and I've never asked for no help. Not once. Let me just say that first of all. But when I come on here, well, a friend of mine, Roselle, helps me a lot. But when I come on here and I discuss it, that energy is already transmuted. So I wanted to assure people of that. And maybe I need to break that down. When I come and I speak about certain people, I am not projecting negative energy at that moment. Like, I may be projecting negative energy to that person, but I'm not projecting that negative energy to everybody. Okay. I always know how to do a bullseye. I'm not messy like that. So, and I think that I think that people should not worry or overthink. I can tell you that I've been dealing with gang stalkers on the internet for the past 10 years. Many of them are religious gang stalkers who are gang stalking me because I'm a witch running a witchy business. Period. That's why they do it. Because I'm a witch and they're supposed to be Christian. So that's where the gang stalking is coming in, or either Jehovah Witness. That's where that comes from. So, and in all of these years, actually, I don't look like an ogre. Actually, I look pretty good. I have eyes. Okay. The reason why is because I know how to manipulate that energy. I know how to send people's bad energy back to them. And then also, I don't listen to people when they are saying negative things, even people that are doing negative things, even people that are doing negative things. I've been going through a lot of emotional ups and downs. Well, let me rephrase that. I have been dealing with things that are meant to cause emotional ups and downs, a very trying court case that has nothing to do with my landlord. It's something else. I've been dealing with that. And, I can tell you that you can't just fall to pieces because somebody does something. I just had somebody literally commit fraud, an attorney the other day. I'm not going to get into details, but literally committed fraud the other day. Um, and so I just had to do my work and keep it moving. That's the way that it works. Somebody do something negative to me, I take it and I put it in my burn jar. I don't sit up there and allow that energy. And I know that it sounds easier said than done. Um, but that's what I do these days. Okay. I put them in my burn jar. Um, I used to just burn it, but I found that I like doing it this way much better because I like fire. So, like, for example, when somebody throws something at me, when somebody hurls something at me, like what's been getting hurled at me lately, I don't necessarily stress about it. I go to Santa Marta and I do the work and I keep it moving. I don't stop and argue about it, like, because I already know the outcome is going to be to my benefit. I already know I'm going to be all right. Okay. I already know this with exact fact. You know what I'm saying? When somebody is in, for example, the gang stalkers being problematic, trying to disrupt business, they can't do that. Okay. So, and I think that they're upset that they can't do that. I think that that upsets people, which I don't care. It's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of silly, if you ask me. It's very silly. So, you can't worry and overthink. That's what those people want everybody do. They want me to do that. They want me to do that. And just simply talking about something doesn't necessarily mean that it's bothering you. I think people should know. I think just recently, my father was, killed. Like, he basically, I just recently went through something traumatic, which it was still traumatic. It was a traumatic experience. And I had something to speak about it spiritually because there was lies being told to perpetrate a fraud. So, if the gang stalkers would stop being fraudulent and involving me in it directly, then maybe I won't say anything, you know? But I think it's ridiculous. I really do. I think it's ridiculous for people to be that childish and disrespectful. But, again, this is exactly what ends up happening in social media when one of these ignorant men open up their mouth, and an ignorant man running his mouth does not bother me at all. It doesn't trigger me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I just, because, why would I believe in somebody that why would I believe in somebody other than myself? Why would I believe in somebody other than my deities? Why would I listen to people? And I think that that's the issue. I think that a lot of people have a tendency to listen to negative people. Negative people are never going to have anything positive to say. They're not. You cannot expect negative people to ever have anything positive to say. And it's not my responsibility to make those people positive. Those are not my clients. Those are not my children. Okay, that's the whole point in the game of life, is to transmute the negativity to positive. You're not supposed to just go around in complete and utter negativity. You're not. But a lot of people do that and have literally tried to use me as the scapegoat. How do they do that? By telling lies, by telling falsehoods, by and the lies that they tell, typically the lies that they tell is based upon what they feel are some of the worst traumas. So they're just going down the list of traumas that, I mean, according to them, I have sexually assaulted animals. I've murdered people. I've I'm a pimp. I traffic people, according to them, which we all know that that's not true. But the way that they want to get to people, the way they want to get to you, is by lying and saying she did it. That's just like last year when AKT lied about what she lied about. She said that and did that because she wanted to trigger people who have been in similar situations, and she wanted to make me look like the bad guy, and she just told a bald faced lie. But then she ended up in the hospital several months later, very, very sick. So, like, that's what these gang stalkers do. They figured out how they can manipulate people. And just being able to manipulate somebody with a lie does not give you power. It doesn't. Not actual spiritual power. Okay. People are always trying to compare spiritual power to Hollywood. People want to compare spiritual power to political power, but it's not the same. It ain't. It ain't the same. And that's what those people are doing. Political power would be what? Sexism, racism. That would be something based upon politics, right? Spiritual power has nothing to do with that. So you can't let these people, when they start going on their campaigns, get you down. You can't do it. And I've noticed that a few people were feeling a little down because of that. Like, you can't go, it's a test. You can't go around letting people lower your vibrations. You can't do it. And just addressing what they're saying doesn't mean that you're necessarily lowering yourself. Right? That doesn't mean that. I know that there's some people on here that, they just like, oh, I'm just oblivious, and that's fine too. But I think that when gang stalkers are lying on spirit, lying on your deities, lying, I think that that's a time to speak up. So, I don't go by that logic. And that's why I was saying we are sovereign from that, meaning that they don't have no power or control over, not my mind. I don't have nothing to do with whatever somebody's opinion is. And somebody else's opinion of me is not my problem. And that's just the way that you have to be. You have to be that way in the world, period. There's always going to be people that are going to have some kind of problem with you. It may not be a group of people that have been stalking you for 10 years, but those people ain't gonna never drive me crazy. I'm gonna, trust me, I'm gonna drive them nuts before they drive me crazy. I already have drove them nuts. Eh, and it ain't my fault that the police won't do their job. Probably should have been them pick those people up. Am I gonna sit around and complain about the police not picking them up? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. I don't operate that way. None of them are making a point. They're not. You can't make a point with a lie. You don't have a point when you're telling a lie. So there's no point. And it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman or a famous person or whoever that's telling the lie, it's still a lie. You have no point from a lie. And these people have been at the smear campaigns for years. What Santa Martha told me, she said, well, he's going to reap what he sows. Now, I will tell you that if you have a diabolical sick male doing that, you have to work with Santa Martha. You do. It just, you don't have to. I mean, she's the fastest, she's the best. I pretty much don't care about people running their mouth. I think a lot of people look at me crazy because it's like, well, why don't you stop them from running their mouth? No, that's like, if you're expecting me to do that, then it's not going to happen. That's just like going to a mental institution and telling a mentally ill person to shut up. They're not going to do it. They're going to keep going and keep going and keep going. That's what they do. So, I it shut them up for what? They're not telling the truth about me. And their lies don't affect me. They would love for people to believe that. They would. They would. I was on Messenger with the dude the other night, and he kept going on and on about how he's making all these things happen to me. He's making everything happen. He made this happen. He made that happen. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even know it was like that. Like, it's like that. So he can't make nothing happen to me. Stop letting words hurt you. People like to say words to try to hurt you. That's what I've been saying to that group of people. That's what I've been saying to them. Actually, that whole sector, y'all do know that that whole sector, the whole point of it is so that they can all attack me. But then somehow spirit got them all fighting with each other. So, I've said up here a lot of times and I've said, well, why do you care about what that person has to say? Like, why do you care? I actually don't even care. I don't care who it's coming from. I wouldn't care if you were my husband, if me and you were married and had children together, then what you're saying would matter. A man that I had a sexual relationship with on and off, that we already had, that already has a history of being a lying gang stalker, smear campaigner, why should I give a damn? And I shouldn't. And you shouldn't either. And there's no energy like when I speak about this, I come from a place of strength and opulence. I don't like, so here's what I want to say to people: stop watching him. Like, people that curiosity killed the cat. Quit going over there watching that dude. Anybody that knows about me on YouTube and knows about him, I know that I can tell when you've watched his channel. I can tell. See, you don't need to be watching him. I can go over there and listen to anybody in that sector, and it don't bother me. It don't faze me. Why? Because I know how to clear myself. Y'all not doing the same thing that I'm doing to clear yourselves. So you don't need to be watching that anyway. And when I tell you to do something, you should possibly do it. Like, that's why I was saying, nobody's listening to me. You just doing what you want to do. But that's a part, especially if you're a client, that's a part of your spiritual contract with me, is that you listen to what I'm telling you. You don't like, you are not prepared to go and listen to stuff like that because he's so malignant. And it's not my fault that he's malignant. That's his mama's fault. I didn't raise him. I didn't give birth to him. So, if you go and watch those people, do it at your own risk. And I'm telling you, it's a test. It's a test. I'm a water baby. I go with the flow. Spirit is testing you. For real. And spirit will test you. Especially some of y'all that got these packs. Now, I only had one person that I feel was a little negatively affected by it. And that's because I know that that person watched it, watched him directly. Don't watch him directly. For what? You are not spiritually trained yet to be able to do that, especially if you're an empath and you're getting help from me. You do that. That's the last person you need to watch. I don't have his energy on me. I already smoked myself out weeks ago. And I take a shower every day. That's pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I was, here's what doesn't make me feel comfortable about it. First of all, I don't like the fact that gang stalkers are trying to cast themselves in a role of being spiritually connected. I've never agreed with that ever. Okay. And because I've ran across videos where people be like, well, they gang stalking the chosen ones. And the gang stalkers are not spiritual. And even if it is spiritual for them, that doesn't mean that it's connected to you. A stalker is not supposed to be there. But I was looking in one of their chat rooms and somebody was typing in the chat that me and him got demons on us or something. Well, y'all already know I work with demons. I've been pretty upfront with that, but me and him don't have the same problem. We are not the same. We're not. We are nothing alike. Nothing alike. We don't look alike. We don't sound alike. We don't think alike. Our lives have been totally different. Okay, so give me my identity and give him to his. Give him his identity and give me my identity. We are not twins. He is not my twin flame. He's not. Sometimes it takes a few years to figure that out. You may question, is he my twin flame? Is he not? No, he's not. I want people to accept this. I want people to, because, here's my whole thing about it. If I had a client that I felt was watching that sector, I would drop you as a client immediately. Immediately. You would get immediately dropped as a client. And the reason why I would drop you is because, number one, hell, you ain't doing nothing but dirtying yourself up for me to clean you again. And especially if you're not doing your own spiritual work to clear yourself. So what's really going on? So if you're on YouTube and you are a client, and it's not like I have to keep it a secret, like it's a dirty secret. I don't run around in that principle. I am my own person. And I do realize that there are some people that are literally trying to join hands with me, like literally touch me and like come into me, and they want to fuse themselves and blend with me. And I don't do that. I don't do stuff like that. But if you are a client, do not watch that sector. Like, first of all, when I do watch that sector, I got all kind of mugwort burning. I got my fiery wall of protection going. Y'all don't have that stuff unless I've mailed you your alchemy bottles. But even if I did mail it to you, you wouldn't know how to use it. Nobody should be, first of all, nobody should be watching that sector. I feel bad for people that do. That's sad, because anybody that is watching it, I feel like a lot of those people are possessed. And I feel like they just go, and it's almost like drinking a cup of water out of the damn sewer. So I really don't want my clients watching that. Okay, I do not watch that. It's not good for you, cuz it's not good for you to watch that. Do y'all know how negative those people are, and that doesn't make them powerful? Being a very negative person with a lot of negative energy and a lot of just a lot of negative, just a lot of that doesn't make you powerful. It just means that you need a damn cleanse. And it's not my job to cleanse that dude. I'm not going to keep cleaning up his messes and then I'm leaving anyway. I'm leaving Georgia. I'm not staying here in the South. I don't like it in the South. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not a Southern girl. I'm not. I watched that movie ATL with T.I. and old girl in it, Lauren London, and they don't really talk about the problems with racism, sexism, and colorism in the South. I don't like the colorism. People from where I'm from, it's just all dark skinned people and light skinned people. We just get along. Famously, we don't have colorism issues in the Midwest. We don't have that issue. So, those are some of the reasons why I don't like it in like why I don't like it in the South. And I definitely wouldn't ever live in Florida. That's the deep South. That's like the deep South. Like I don't even want to go visit Florida. No, thank you. Okay. No shade to Floridians. I don't it just it's there's before I leave this earth there's going to be many places where I'm not going to have ever been, and that's probably going to be one of them. And it has nothing to do with anybody down there. It's just that from what I've seen and heard, it doesn't seem like a place where I would want to go. Okay. And it's not to say that crime doesn't happen in my hometown, because it does. It does a lot. Not as much as in Georgia, but it does a lot. There's crime in certain areas where I'm from. So, but y'all, don't watch that sector. Like, I didn't, just because I've spoken about it, I'm not speaking about it and talking about it so that you'll go and watch, right? Don't watch or listen to those people because they are extremely negative, and you don't need that unless you just gravitate towards negativity. I know that I don't. So, that's the one thing about stalkers, and that's the one thing about gang stalkers, is that they typically will try to make it look like their target is like them, and they don't have that power. Okay. And see, I already know how a lot of y'all be feeling, because when I first started dealing with it, like I realized it back in 2000, and was it 2021? I think it was, whenever oh boy had that concert, that when them people that died at that year, people that died at that I don't know why I can't think of that dude's name. I was just sitting listening to it one night, and the only reason why I was listening to it is because I was flagging somebody that was attacking me from that sector. And all of a sudden, it just felt like I was like it felt like all of the brain cells had left my brain. And y'all know that I don't care about them attacking me. Like any other person would be like not saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else would be quiet about it. I'm not going to be quiet about it. I am keeping it real. And the reason why, if they would never say anything about me ever, if they would never say anything about me, I wouldn't be saying anything. But me saying something doesn't mean I'm stressed out about it. They have a tendency to make people feel tight and pressed. That's why they're doing it. They don't like themselves. They don't like you. They don't like me. They don't like each other. They only pretend to be cool with each other. Them people hate each other. Them people hate each other. That's just like Mike, right? My ex, and oh girl, Talia. He hates her ass and she hates him. I know this for a fact. So that's why he's sitting up here like, well, I can't stand her. So why you breaking up with me? Why you won't give me some of that? Why are you just completely ignoring, all of the crazy stuff that you said? And it's because he's too hateful. I don't want to be involved with somebody that's dealing with that kind of hatred. And then you're not even dealing with it appropriately. You're not even appropriately dealing with it. You're not handling it. You're not dealing. You're going and you're being a part of the hate. You're participating in it. That nobody can tell the difference between you and them at this point. So, and that's his thing. So, the people that watch me on YouTube, don't watch those people. Stop watching them, especially my ex. He's bitter. He ain't giving nobody no information. He's projecting. He's very disrespectful to women. He has no regard for human life. Don't watch him. And I feel like if you're going to be loyal to me, that you wouldn't watch him, because there's no way that if I cared about somebody, I can't sit back and listen to somebody talk negatively about someone that I care about. I couldn't do it. That's just like my good friend Jasmine Ambrosia. Back, she, I wouldn't sit and listen to somebody talk about her. I can't do that. I don't like that anyway. I'm not really into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a pastime. So people that watch that sector tend to like the drama. And here recently they want to make the drama about Jamila. Okay. My ex is not the man of the hour. He's not showing up with bottles to pop. It's not like this is youtube.com. I am in my home. This is not Players Club. Okay, where he come in and everybody stop and gotta look and all that. Ooh, money in the house. No, that's not. No, wrong. Wrong. If that's the case, show me the cash app that he sent you. That's what I thought. Show me the cash app. Prove to me that he sent you a cash app. Because I can show my cash app receipts. I can show many cash app receipts where he sent me cash apps. Okay. So I'm not, he's not showing up and like Jesus has returned or something. People like to pretend as though he's Jesus that is returned or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we all know that if Jesus returned, first of all, Jesus would not have a problem with Jamila, and Jesus would be singing Kumbaya, not attacking children. But maybe it says something in the Bible that maybe Jesus does condone attacking children. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's not my religion. Okay. But old boy likes to pretend as though he's the black Jesus and he said something and that's it. And it's not, because we all know the truth. And he can't tell me what to do. He's not my husband. He's not my man. He's gonna find that out the hard way, because I know for a fact that he's over there doing like his little prayers and stuff, like he's doing stuff to try to stop me from moving and leaving. And he's going to find out that that wasn't the right thing to do. He going to find out. He is going to fuck around and find out, because I can see what he's doing. And then he wants to use that sector. He think and who cares? Well, I'm a witch. I'm not ordinary people. Okay, I'm not just ordinary people. Once I've made up my mind about something, that's it, and he can't change that. Okay. And we're not debating on that. We're not debating on that. He's trying to prove his masculinity by overcompensating, is what he's doing, when in reality what he needs to do is either go and get a job or actually start a business instead of chasing poop around the damn internet. That's what he needs to do. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to make the suggestion to not watch those people. I don't even watch them. He did a 3-hour show going on and on and on and on and on. I'm not watching it. I'm not going to watch that whole show. That show can stay up to the end of goddamn time. Y'all think I've been flagging them? Now, I may flag it for copyright, but am I going to go all through that show and flag it for bullying? Hell no. No. No, I'd rather come on here and run my mouth about it. I ain't flagging nothing. You need to flag yourself. Regulate yourself, okay? So, and some people that are in that sector, they go and they listen to the entire live. Okay, they go and they listen to the entire live so that they can flag it. Jamila don't do that. I don't never flag anybody from that group. I mean, on their rumbles whenever they're doing stuff on there, it's real easy to flag on Rumble. You just click from flag and shit. If they take it down, if they don't, I don't care. I'm not even concerned about any of the goddamn websites either. I'm not concerned about any of that shit. You know, people do things to you because they want you to feel like a victim. That's why people do things like that. You can't let people play you like that. Okay? Can't do it. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would advise strongly against doing that. Okay? Eventually, karma will have its way. Eventually. Okay? So somebody was mentioning, one of them trolls from that sector was mentioning that. Listen, I sent over DCMA takedowns. I sent over DCMA takedowns as well as cursed them. I'm not the type of person to just do shit over and over again. I don't do that. People that did you wrong, you know, you should settle that in maybe a meditation session that may take, or a ritual that may take 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and you don't keep going back. Stop regressing. And I've noticed that a lot of people have been regressing because of Mercury in retrograde. Okay, a lot of people have been regressing. A lot of your old memories are coming back. Okay, you have to know that that is because Mercury is in retrograde. That's why that's happening. It's a lot easier to psychically attack people too when Mercury is in retrograde as well. Okay, so that's another thing about Mercury retrograde. So that's why we're doing the protection and the past life regression. That's why we're doing that. Okay, so I was hearing somebody in that group. I don't like calling them a sector. I don't. And this person was like, Jamila has been boring lately, and it's like, good, good. You know what I'm saying? Even though I haven't been boring, I just haven't. A few weeks ago, I hadn't said nothing to them. And trust me, they're not happy with what I'm saying to them now. They want me to come on here and hoop and holler and throw up my hands and go, oh Lord, is it low, Lord, it woe is me. And it ain't hitting like that. It ain't never hit like that. It hasn't. I don't give a shit about what nobody think of me. Okay? He does, Jackie. He does. He really does. He keeps them going too. That's why I was talking about that earlier. I was talking about that earlier, how, he'll be in a full-fledged relationship with me. Like, we'll literally be in a relationship with each other, talking every day. And, he'll be sneaking and talking to one of those females and asking them to talk about me. Yeah, he's a treacherous son of a bitch. That's why we had to end that there. Okay. And he's mad because I'm curbing him, and it's the curbage hurts. Oh well. Because he wasn't really trying to let me go. He ain't. He wasn't really trying to let go. But he gonna have to. You know what I'm saying? Because, homie don't play that. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. But I definitely don't. If you are a spiritual person, an empath, a psychic, I don't see how a psychic can watch that because here's why I don't see why a psychic can watch that. Because I'm already, when I have a conversation with people, when I talk to people just on a regular, like I'll be seeing stuff like to the side and to the front and to the back. Like I'll be seeing things. And if it's a bunch of negative talk, and I don't like negativity, nobody, I haven't even been negative. I just been speaking the truth about homeboy. Ain't no, I'm not a negative person. He is very negative, you know, and aggravating and disrespectful to the point where it pisses people off to the highest of festivity. Very disrespectful. Okay. And he doesn't like the way I've been talking about him, but too bad. Too bad. Ain't no damn body that's gonna work their whole damn life gonna sit up here and allow you to talk to them like that. Especially like I take care of myself, you know, and I just at this point my goal is relocating back home and buying a house, and that's it. So, and I, my God, I wonder if they're going to go on and on another 10 years. Or I wonder if they're going to, I don't think they're going to last 10 more years. I don't think they're going to live 10 more years to go another decade with this shit. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't think they're going to live that long. I'm definitely going to live. I'm going to live well into my damn 90s, hundreds. Okay? I don't think they're going to live long enough to go another decade with this bullshit. Because I'm telling you, they literally have been talking about the same thing over and over again for 10 years straight. Like, I'm not shitting with you. He's been saying the same thing for 10 years. I used to have a housing choice voucher. You're homeless, you're going to be homeless, and you a bum, and you on Section 8. And I had no reason. Nobody, first of all, nobody in this world has any reason to be embarrassed about having a housing assistance. Nobody. Okay. But you see, when I got down here, I got in a regular rental situation and my landlord wasn't the best, but it just, you take life as it comes to you. Okay. So, no, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people right now. They're like, hell, I wish I had some Section 8. The hell? And you know what I'm saying? Because I gave it up. I didn't get kicked off of Section 8 when the way I was able to relocate down here was because I had my son, and I was very, and the next thing I knew, it was a bunch of black men running around with illegitimate children telling me that I was a Section 8 mommy and all this. That's so ignorant. That's so ignorant. It is. It's very ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that the job that I worked before I started my business was paying like possibly like 20,000 a year. That's all I was making, was about 20 grand a year. Okay, I was working part-time, making about 20,000 a year. I was working from home doing customer service. When I started my company, the first year I made less than 20. By the third year I was making 100. So, and I've never understood the whole dynamic in that sector of saying, well, so to me, if you're in your 20s and you earn 25, 30,000 a year, okay, that's good. You have income. But I feel like the older you get, your income should rise. I mean, if it doesn't, that's fine too. So, to say that, well, you wasn't making that kind of money when you was in your 20s. Like, of course not. So I've never understood their logic. I've never fit in and I've never gave a damn. I am the best roaster in that sector though. And I'm not even in that sector. I'm not even in it. I think what makes me a good roaster is that I speak truth. I don't lie. They have to lie. They have to lie. Okay. So I'm advising all my little babies out there, all my god babies and nieces and nephews, because I'm auntie, I'm cousin, I'm your sissy, I'm your sister. Don't watch those people. Don't. If you have a problem with watching them, maybe you're picking up on their addiction to substances, or possibly maybe you have some kind of issue with liking drama. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not judging you for it. I don't judge everybody that watches that sector, just FYI, but I will make a suggestion. I wouldn't watch it without having some damn sage or some copal resin or something. Shit, I'm sorry, I can just sense the evil and the hell. Like, not even evil, just something's wrong there, okay? Just I'm just saying. So I've never, that's something that I would never get adjusted to either. I couldn't get adjusted to that. Okay. So it is, it is windy outside today. Hey, I like that it's windy outside. Don't y'all just love it when it's windy outside? It's something about the wind. I love it. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hold on. And I know I can't sing, so don't even start. Oh, Jackie, that's an understatement. It's dark, and it's not just what they say, it's what they're doing. It's the way that they all kind of sort of, clam up and start going and going and going like that. It's weird to me. It's I don't mean to be insulting, but the other day when I clicked on Mike's video, it just looked like a bunch of roaches descending. That's just what it looked like to me. I'm sorry, okay? Okay, but he calls me broke. It looked like just the way they looked in the chat just looked like, up roach number one, roach number two, there's another roach, roach, roach. And I don't give a damn if they don't like me. Nobody likes the queen. And people think people want to call themselves the queen, but they don't really want to be the queen, because don't nobody really like the queen. They don't. Not people like them. Other people might like the queen, but people like them ain't gonna like no queen, because the queen is gonna say, get them out of my face. And they'll be like, wait a minute, queen, let me entertain you. Off with their fucking heads. Off with their heads. The queen dismissed you. Got, go. That's a queen. Ain't no queen just out there like, oh, y'all down in the sewer today? Let me climb down there with you. No. And we know it's the truth. And I'm sorry, I think too much of myself. Like, Mike will never lower me ever. Like, that's another thing. Oh, I ain't spoke on that. He tries to lower my my self-esteem, oh, that ain't gonna never happen. I have always had very, very high self-esteem, always, my whole life. I don't know why he doesn't get that. He tells, Mike tells me, you just ugly, you just and it's like Mike tries to purposely make me look ugly. It's weird. I don't, I'm not even going to speculate as to why he does that. I don't have to. I'm too purty. Okay. And then I think that in that sector, it's like, but I'm not, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna wear, the wigs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I will always wear my natural hair, and they do have a problem with natural hair in that sector too, and that's why I'm not in it. They have a problem with that. And I ain't about to put no damn relaxers on my hair. Hell, I already smoke cigarettes. Last thing I need is a damn another cancer causing agent just sitting on top of my head, cooking and frying my head. So, and I don't rock nothing but my natural hair. And I think that a lot of men, especially black men, they want your hair long and flowing down. And I'm not going to ever lock my hair, but my hair is actually growing out really well. Uh, I just have to make sure that it doesn't break off because I did dye my hair red. But Mike is probably mad that my hair is growing too. He mad about that too. I don't know. I don't know. He just always mad about everything. Everything puts him in a bad mood. He just real cranky. Maybe it's because his testosterone is low. But it's like when they get to talking disgustingly. Oh, nice, Jackie. That is so nice. I've always been curious about you, Jackie. And you just always just real low key all the time. I have 4A hair, I found out. It's either 4A or 4B. So, I don't like the whole thing where, they just and like, so y'all know that thing that they say at old girl show about the full blown AIDS, like they just, and she got full blown AIDS. AIDS. Like, it's like, calm down. Like, what? Like, that makes me feel uncomfortable. Even though I don't like old girl. I can't stand old girl because the way she did me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, bro, why you do me like that? It's kind of like, why are y'all like, that's weird to me. That's weird to me to feel the need to, and I understand that oh boy pisses them off. I totally understand that. But see, I don't handle situations like that. Okay. I don't handle situations like that. I handle it with my spiritual work. But sometimes I do have to come and speak about when they acting up. And thank you. See, Jackie admitted it. Okay. Get the screenshots. Jackie admitted it. It is weird. And the way they be saying it, like they be saying it with a soul or something. And she got full blown AIDS. It's like I'm sorry, when I turn off the computer, like hey, if somebody's bothering me that much, like I don't just light a candle. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then they was even over there trying to light candles, but it's not about just lighting the candle. Like, you have to know how to use the candle to like what are you doing with the candle? Why are you lighting the candle? What is the you know. And but like when I log off, I don't think about those people. Now, of course, I've been thinking about Mike. Of course, I've been thinking about him. So I'm not gonna say I ain't thinking about him. I ain't even about to sit up here and hold y'all up like that. Yeah, I've been thinking about his ass. I've been thinking about choking him. I've been thinking about choking Mike. That's what I've been thinking about is just like wrapping my hands around his neck and throat and just squeezing. You know what I'm saying? But just because, you know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna make this difficult or are we gonna make this easy? Because I like to do things real easy. I don't like to do things rough and hard. Like he wants to make it difficult. he already know he already know that I don't know what he's gonna do. I'm not gonna be 20 minutes away from him. I'm not gonna be in Georgia. I'm not gonna be where he can get to me. That's gonna be difficult. That's gonna be difficult. But I don't think that we have to fight about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we have to fight about it. Like I honestly, I don't want to beef with Mike no more. Like I want to end the beef with Mike. But see, if I end the beef with Mike, then he'll try to come over here and put his beef in my taco. And I'm not going to let him put his beef in my taco. I'm not going to do it. Because I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Okay. There is a such thing as sex magic. And when you have sex with a person, you could put your intention on them. Even though I have a sex magic protection witch bottle, I still don't, like that's just like saying, hey, I know that you're over here trying to fuck me over and you're trying to do things to harm me, but I'm going to fuck you anyway. That's just like saying, hey, I know you sleep around a lot and, you possibly got chlamydia, but let's use a condom. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I got that Virgo moon. So I can be celibate quite easily and alone. I like my alone time. I'm one of those type of people where I love being alone. I do. So, you know, or I don't mind being alone. You know what I'm saying? And my kids are the same way. They'll just be all off doing their thing somewhere downstairs. Ain't nobody crowded up on each other and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, but we do watch movies and stuff together, though. I have noticed that I feel like I want to spend more time with my kids also, like watching movies and stuff or just talking. So, but Jacob, he's downstairs taking a nap right now. So, but I do spend a lot of time with them. People be counting how long you're on YouTube. Quit bothering me and I wanted to be on here so long because if I got something to say, I'm going to say it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I have to do it for business purposes. I feel like just for business purposes because they all up in the business. And then I had to speak on the whole Miss L situation. I had to speak out for Santa Martha. You can have an opinion about her all you want, but I know for a fact that Santa Martha is not checking for her at all. And it don't have nothing to do with her race. Okay. Even though there you don't see too many white Santa Martha devotees, do you? You don't. You don't see very many of you know, if there are some, point them out. I'm sure that there are, but you don't see that too often. And so, but I say that she ain't checking for her, and definitely ain't doing no explosions. You know, and I'm not gonna say who. They want me to be an open book spiritually. You know, I already know the the spirit that was behind that, and I don't have to come and tell it because it's not my story to tell. That's my father's story to tell. And I'm gonna be respectful, and I'm not gonna say anything. But I know exactly what spirit was behind that, and I'm not gonna say. Okay. So, you know, that's just pretty much what that is. But yeah, y'all try not to watch that. Like, if you do watch it, have some sage or some dragon's blood or asafoetida or something. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be sitting there just watching that because, you know, stuff can travel by air. You think you ain't getting energy from there, and y'all ain't never get negative energy from me. So if I'm on here addressing somebody else, and I have something to say to that person, I'm not speaking to everybody. I know how to get that one person. So it's, you know, my energy is never negative. It's not. If anything, I'm the voice of reason. And the voice of reason can't be over there roasting kids and stuff. That's pretty disgusting. You know, that's not a voice of reason. You know, that's a voice of apathy and something else that I'm not going to say. Okay. But yeah, it is weird. It's very weird. And I don't sit and watch old girl Talia anyway. I have not once ever sat down and just sat and listened to her talk. Never. And I don't want to. You know, I think I may have, you know, listened a few times a few years ago. And, you know, I don't want to sit and listen to her try to tell me how to be a parent. Are you kidding me? No. I'm not going to sit there and listen to her talk about that sector because I'm not interested like that. You know, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Even when she was talking about oh boy Rio, I wasn't sitting there listening to that. Like, for I don't have time for that. You know, if anything, I'll get to watching a movie or something. You know, so anyway, that's pretty much it. Y'all don't have to take my advice. You don't have to listen to me. But like, for example, if you are aware of that sector, and like I'm doing a cleanse on you, you know, I'm not going to say, hey, go watch that sector and I'm doing a cleanse on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you to maybe listen to hummingbirds or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you to listen to some ocean sounds. I'm not going to tell you to listen to them. Okay? But some people, I'm guessing, just like y'all know how some people like to look at pimple popping videos, big cystic acne popping videos. And I can imagine that some people watch it because it's cleansing for them. Maybe so. Maybe it's cleansing for them. I don't see how, because you know, I don't detect the energy as being transmutable. That's why I haven't found any use for it, because it's not transmutable for me. The energy, even if you were watching for energy, I wouldn't be able to transmute that. Okay, it would take too long, and it's I used to be able to transmute it very easily. For some reason, it got 10 times more negative. So you know what I'm saying. So I'm just making a suggestion. Okay, it is important to follow the instructions of your high priestess. You know, especially if you're getting a cleanse, you know, when I have you take spiritual baths and stuff like that, you know, and the way that you take the spiritual bath, you know, the instructions that I provide to you and everything, you know, that's pretty important. Okay. So anyway, all right, y'all. I gotta go. I'm trying to get as much in as possible because I'm not going to be able to come back this evening because I'm gonna be busy the rest of the night. So I'll see y'all later. All right. Thank you for coming, Jackie. I like Jackie. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.